And we are live. Everybody hear me? Hear Chad? See us okay?
What's going on? Happy Friday night. All right.
You have a delay in your you have a delay in yours?
Yeah, I do. Let me just
That drives me
mute
nuts.
my. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Hold tight. I'm having a. Let me mute my YouTube. There we go. Can you hear me, Chris?
I got to mute one here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I needed to do. You can hear me? You still hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you fine, and
Okay,
it's
cool.
in sync with you.
All right, cool.
All right. Anybody? Give me a thumbs up here. You hear us? See Chuck.
Yep.
Down Under Aerial Imaging, Joshua Strobe, JC Flying, Darnell Pulley, and that is it. And Chad and myself.
Mm-hmm. Welcome, everyone.
All right. So first off, this is just a last minute thing me and Chad wanted to do. Thank you for the thumbs up, buddy. Who was that? Past Kogan Man. Last minute, Josh and I wanted to, or Chad, not Josh, Chad and I wanted to just do a little bit of a live. Just everybody's kind of trapped inside. We don't have a forced lockdown here. You don't have it there in Virginia yet, right, Chad?
Not forced, no.
But just to, be smart. Companies are keeping people at home. Chad's working from home. I unfortunately still have to go into work. But that's pretty much the only place I go public with anybody else. So we decided, you know what, let's just do a live show tonight, and everybody going stir crazy. You can kind of watch our little shit show here and have something to do instead of binge watching whatever you are watching, since a lot of live television shows are done too, and people are streaming from home and such. So we're going to go ahead and just talk all Zeno.
Yeah.
So, Chad, you are still in a bit of a pickle with your Zeno too.
Yep. Still in a bit of a pickle. But yeah, so I'm just going to run down the story here. Everyone's seen, well, I hope everyone's seen my video. My Zeno went dark. I lost my FPV due to a defective cable, FPV cable, and contacted Hubsan, and I was communicating back and forth with him, initially, and everything was going all right. They sent me out. Well, they say they sent me out a cable. Maybe this is maybe 3 weeks ago, 3 to 4 weeks ago. Maybe 10 days ago, I emailed them, asked for an update. They told me that it usually takes 15 to 20 days to get to me, and I was like, okay. So last night I emailed them just for another update. This is 10 days later, because it already reached the 20-day mark. So I just needed an update. And they just tell me, they just reply back like, oh, yeah, our shipping guy missed your order. So we'll ship it out today, or I'm going to tell him to ship it out today, and you'll get an update in 2 days. So it's been like a month already since my Zeno went down or lost its FPV, and still nothing. But fortunately, I had a backup plan, and I ordered a a cable from AliExpress, and that shipped out just a few days ago, and it's on its way here. I'll get it sometime in April, but at least I know that it's on its way here. So most likely I'll get that order faster than I'll get the one from Hubsan. And the funny thing about Hubsan, they gave me a tracking number, which I couldn't find any information on. And I mean, if I plugged it into the U.S. Postal Service website, it would just say label created, and that's it. But I'm slowly learning about Hubsan and their ways, and there's nothing I can do about it from here except for complain and send them emails. So, I mean, they're a world away or half a world away, and seems like they don't really give a crap anyway. But
yeah.
So that's the whole story.
Yeah. It's funny. Hubsan has a way of repeating history. They've done this for years. It's constant repeat. They'll have awesome customer service for a while, but then all of a sudden, any problems, it's like jump under the covers. Mm-hmm. A lot of things kind of mess things up. Of course, they go into Chinese New Year. Halfway through Chinese New Year, you have the coronavirus, and they're pretty much out of the water there now. I think how many days now? It's been like 4 or 5 days without a single case, right?
Something like that. Yeah, something like that.
And as far as I know, a majority of them are all back to work. Speaking about Hubsan, not the whole country, but so I'm sure it's just utter chaos and a mess because everybody working from home, not communicating, and so kind of making excuses there. But this is also not anything different from what they've done in the past. For a while there, we had absolutely no customer service. Like around the intro or just before the introduction of the Zeno Pro, it was like really just void in customer service. And then a gentleman, Steve, he is assistant something engineer there. But once he came in, he kind of started putting down a foundation of different type of implementing type of customer service rules and things like that, and standards, I guess you should say. And that's where you saw customer service all of a sudden started great, and it was really good up until the coronavirus. So hopefully right now it's just you're just caught in that whirlpool of mess, and it sucks. It sucks, but good thing is you ordered it through AliExpress.
Yeah,
which I did too. I ordered 2 of them because I need one for my camera that had the bad gimbal, which I fixed the bad gimbal. I just need to publish that. So I just need that cable, and I'll have 2 complete working Zeno 2s.
Did you make a video about it?
I made a video for the teardown of the camera, and then I'm just kind of waiting for the cable to do the put together part and show the FPV. But I already tested it with my other cable to make sure it works, and I've flown it.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna run down the comments real quick. If you want to do the same, you see anything you want
to? Just about to reply to somebody.
There's some forced lockdowns, some that aren't in forced lockdown. I can't imagine what a forced lockdown is really like. This is just nothing that we've ever seen before.
Yeah, there's no telling. It seems like, it's getting worse, it seems like. And I know I'm not going to be going back to work anytime soon. I know there was a couple of cases in my building or area. So I don't think we're going to be going back anytime. soon. I know not next week. I haven't heard anything.
Yeah, we're still in full force where I'm at. I work for Sheets, but I work at the corporate campus. So at the corporate campus, it's a corporate building, it's a distributing building, and then what they call Sheets Brothers Kitchen, which is where all of your food and stuff, your donuts, your food, and all that stuff that you find already prepared at the Sheets stores and gas stations. That's where all that's made. I'm at that part right there. So, I do all the mechanical maintenance on the equipment and installation and stuff, but they've stopped making donuts and certain things, but they've yet to lay anybody off. Everybody can come to work and just sanitize is what they're doing all day long, constant sanitization. They've even stopped us from taking our badges, our employee badges, and touching the touch screen where we clock in and out. So now nobody clocks in and out. You just basically, your manager just keeps track that you're entering the building and exiting the building. You don't clock out for breaks or anything like that. And they're giving us like a half hour early leave during the day. Or at the end of your shift, it's -30, but you get paid for the full 10-hour shift.
Oh.
And then stores, they stop prepping food there altogether, stop serving coffee, stop serving the fountain machines. It's pretty much gas and anything that is packaged. So they've got a good handle on it. They're staying open because, they do provide gas and food. So as long as the stores are open, our corporate campus will be open, and I'll be going to work myself. So I'm fortunate there.
What's this, Otto or
Ottelberg,
he had a question.
Watching from UK. Oh, so what's the Sheets? It's actually Sheets with a Z. There's my mugshot, but it's,
how old is that picture?
It is that's about 4 years old. I look so happy, and actually, I think they got my mugshot from when I was locked up.
God.
But what it is it's basically convenience stores. They're gas station convenience stores. They're like a Wawa or a Get Go. I don't know where you're from, Ott, but it's a place where you go get gas, and it's a huge facility where you can go in and get food made for you. You can get already made food. You can get your soft drinks, like a 7-Eleven or anything like that, except much bigger, and really nice stores, especially the brand new stores. It's like going to a restaurant in some places. There's some really nice ones that they put up in Ohio now. They're flooding Ohio, and some nice ones in West Virginia, North Carolina. But we're all up and down the East Coast. 20,000 employees total.
Nice.
So big company, and they're taking good care of us throughout all this. People are reporting to work and have a job, so that's good. And this keeping us all separated. They've done a really good job with that too. They don't allow anybody to be within 6 feet of each other. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, all the conference rooms have turned into break rooms. So if one break room's too full, you go into another one, and that's where you eat your lunch. So, long story there to your answer. But that's what it is. I see CL Tech's in here.
Yeah.
David William, Hobbyist Drone, Charles Wall. I think I already had him. Anybody that's normal, Dennis, anybody that's normal to anything, any of my lives, I'm awful in the chat portion of it. We did invite Josh we'll go ahead and nail him to the cross now. We did invite Josh from Parks and Tech to join us, but unfortunately he had life. He has plans. No, he's stuck into, and he's got a lot of stuff he's got going on. I was giving him a hard time. I don't know if I scared him or what, but I just told him 2 strikes, buddy, 1 more and you're out. So he didn't really reply much to that. So I don't know if he took me serious or not. But he'll be on tomorrow's live, and I'll discuss that in a minute. But Josh was supposed to be on with us, or planned to be on with us, not supposed to. And that way we'd have somebody more focused on comments and then a couple interacting as well. It works out best that way. It's the least people you have, the harder this is. And hey, Floyd, how you doing? The one thing I want to mention is tomorrow. Tomorrow at, I think we decided on 8 p.m. U.S. Eastern Standard Time. I don't see any of the entries in here, but that is when I'll be on with everybody, or a majority of the people that contributed for the giveaway for the Mavic Mini. So tomorrow's live event at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. U.S. Eastern Standard Time will be the announcement of the winner for the Mavic Mini. And let me tell you what, that was a tough contest. We only had 27 entries for that, video entries, and that was hard. I mean, I found it very hard. I had 4 of them. I had the hardest time locking in on one, but we had some really good entries. So I need to put together just a video that puts all those entries together and put those on my channel so everybody can see them. But we did finally pick a winner. It came down to a tie, and we had 1 person left to vote. And he came in and voted and broke that tie. So it all worked out, and I'll be happy to get that over with because that was a lot of work. It wasn't as simple as just doing a giveaway.
Sorry, I'm just trying to reply to somebody.
CL Tech, we should get everyone together in Woodbridge while we were off. Just stay 6 feet. Well, it's funny that you say that because, and I wasn't trying to keep you out of it, buddy, but I was going to come into Woodbridge, Virginia this weekend. And I had talked with Josh about getting together, but I did let him know that I kind of wanted to keep it just him and I, because there was something that we had planned that we wanted to try to do in that live event, or in that event, which would be also trying to make it live. And plus, just to kind of represent social distancing in a public event. If there was a bunch of us, then that's just not a good way to, I don't think that's a good representation. But we decided, you know what, with social distancing and everything, we should not get together and do that. And then I even decided not even to come back to Woodbridge, Virginia for the weekend, just because I can't risk it with my mom having cancer. My daughter's with her for almost another week. So she's already been there a week. My mom's in good hands with her. And I'll probably be going next weekend and doing about 4 days to stay and care for my mom. So that's another thing that's very hard with all this, because you got somebody, in my case, you know, it's terminal cancer, and I don't need to add to that. And bringing any germs into her house is very dangerous. But with this thing going on, you know, it's extremely scary. It's something you definitely don't want to be the one responsible for bringing that in the house to somebody who's got cancer, or any weakness, because it attacks all weaknesses. Yeah. So yeah, CL Tech, I definitely want to get together with you, me, you, Chad. just kicking it. I really enjoyed having him out there with us. It was a really good time. I really had a good time. I needed that.
Is Darnell still there? Because Darnell, I met Darnell through Corey, through Just Kicking It. He also comes out, but I think he's been busy lately. If you're still in the chat, Darnell.
Yeah, I haven't seen him say anything in a little bit here.
No problem.
But I want to just put out one thing. Everybody knows that I work on Xenos. I've worked on so many damn Xenos and a couple Zeno Pros. But now I've done a total of 4 Zeno 2s if I include both of mine. I've fixed 2 others, and I've got another one on the way. But then yesterday, something really interesting happened. I get home from work. The minute I get home, my phone goes off, and I look, and it's a message. Hey, my Zeno 2's up in a tree. I forget exactly what he said, but he said, I'm a little frantic or something like that. It's 40 feet up in a tree. And then he says, I'm at the Q Dam. Well, he meant the Q Mahoning Dam. That's where I fly. That's where you see a majority of my flights. So I was like, oh, shit. So I've never met this guy before. He's a subscriber. He's in my Facebook group. I've interacted with him and everything. He actually was also one that helped raise the money for the Mavic Mini giveaway. But it was his drone. So I went out there yesterday after he left me the message. I ran out real quick and met him out there. And yep, sure enough, 40 feet up in a tree, trees hanging over the water. Not a good situation. So I gave him the camera, turned it on, hit record, and let him film me climbing up the tree. I got about 20 feet up the tree, 25 feet maybe. I had to walk up a tree that was on a lean-to, and then I made a little bridge with another branch about yay big, and I walked across that to the tree. And the tree was like a V. So I kind of shimmied my way up, and you can't really tell, but I've scraped up my arm. I've ripped my shirt, and I got a cut running down my stomach. But I made it up there and realized I need better equipment. So I went back this morning, took my son with me, and took a rope and had it, tied down around me, made kind of a harness around my waist and going around underneath my legs, and pulled myself up pretty far, but still could not get to it. I even had a pole with a noose on the end of it to hook its leg and jerk it up. Couldn't get to it. So my son, growing up, he's one of 2. He's a twin. Growing up, always playing baseball. I told him to get some small rocks and put his arm to use. His second shot, he knocked that sucker right out of the tree into the water it went. So he took off his shoe socks, waded out in the water, slipped on rocks, fell, and he was in freezing cold water, but he got the Zeno 2 out of the water. So here she is in dry out. I've got everything taken apart, taken the feet apart, got the antennas just dangling there, but it's actually pretty damn dry now. It's unscathed. I mean, this guy was so lucky, and I did not look at his card yet. It just now hit me. He's got a SD card in there. I'm going to check that flight. But I have all his little bits and pieces, and just wanted to show everybody the camera because nobody has seen it this far yet. You've all seen the gimbal out of the Zeno 2, but I've got it taken down as far as having the camera itself out. So that's actually the camera right there. Wow. It's just little thing attached to a board. It's amazing that this is part of the processing right here of a 4K 60 frames per second, along with that board there, of course. But it's pretty amazing, how these things are. I mean, I know some phones and all that are a lot smaller, but there's your look at it, and it's drying out nicely. The lens was all foggy, but it's actually nice and clear now. It's doing good.
How much was it submerged?
Oh, it went all the way under, and it was only for about 2 minutes tops.
2 minutes?
Yeah. But I was shocked. He only chipped the tips just a little bit off 2 props. Everything else was fine. Perfect. I was shocked. So I can't wait to see the footage on that.
Was it raining also while you were doing it?
He ended up with a little morning rain. During the morning it rained before I got out there. So it was dry when he crashed. It rained a little bit overnight, just real light, not anything bad. Okay. And then, but you know what? These things can go in the water. I've seen so many stories where people have lost theirs in the water, go back the next day and get them and dry them out, and they work. And the worst case scenario is usually the camera. So that's why I completely stripped his camera down all the way, because I want to be able to save it all the way to where he doesn't have to try to get them to. They won't send him if this is all he needs. They're not going to send that. They're going to send for a whole gimbal, and that gimbal is over $200. So just wait for him to go on sale and buy a whole new Zeno 2.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I saw, excuse me. Yeah, I looked on Hubsan, or was it AliExpress? I know I looked at the price. I was like, yeah, if the gimbal goes, I'll just wait for it to go on sale, because it is kind of expensive.
Well, I'm hoping that it's going to suck for everybody that bought one, but I'm hoping that they completely change his camera. And then you can just buy it and put it in. But they're going to have to make it real cheap. If you show proof of purchase, they need to make it at cost, not a profit, because I'm sorry, this camera it puts out some good images, but you go out on a bright sunny day, and I'm going to show this with the FIMI and everything. I mean, you and I were out on a sunny day. Those flares are just too much. I mean, every camera throws flares, but when you go and have these rusty flare corners and that full screen shower, that's just unusable. You can't do anything with it. A lot of flares actually highlight and add nice effects to a video, in my opinion. You know, when you get that nice little white, kind of heavenly, that heavenly looking streak, I like that. I think that's beautiful. But when you get all those crazy colors and everything, especially those corners where it looks like an old-fashioned movie reel where the film stopped and then the film melts. That's what it looks like to me. There was something that I wanted to. Somebody commented that I wanted to. I see you're staying on top of everybody.
Oh, well, I'm trying to.
Trying to.
Yeah. So yeah.
I'm just looking.
As far as no, that's all right. What do you think about the guys who actually got theirs, like recently got theirs? Does the picture or video look a little better? It just seems like.
No, I don't think so.
No? Okay.
I don't think they've even had time to make that kind of a change. Is that what you're getting at? Like maybe they might have slipped in a camera.
Slipped in a camera, maybe a better lens. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I know like Ron Brown. I've seen some of his footage that he's taken. He's gotten a few flares, but it didn't look as bad. I'm not saying anything about your video, but the flares that you were getting, it didn't look as bad.
No, and all credit to Ron. Ron's the camera guy. I mean, for one, he knows, and most people know, but him being a camera guy, he's not going to go out in the worst time of the day like when I did. He calls it the golden hour, just like an hour or two before sunset, and that is a great time to go out with the sunset. And he's using the filter, the free will filters at all as well. And he does a little bit of, I guess, color grading or editing in them, but he puts out some beautiful stuff. Ron's a very good camera guy. I pay attention to anything he says with cameras and, you know, drones that I have that he has. If he says he does different things with the cameras, I take notes because he puts out some really nice stuff. I always comment, you live in a place where it's easy on the eye and it's video friendly, but you still do wonders with it, and he does. But I don't think he's got anything different than you or anybody else. I don't think they've had time to make that kind of a change yet. If it is something as simple as just the lens is not coated, I don't think they've even had that time to make that kind of a change, get it through production and into anybody's hands, because they're so far behind on delivery as it is. I mean, there's still a ton of people waiting for them.
Yeah, they're still trying to play catch up now.
Hey, Damon. So I guarantee they'll slip that in one day. It'll be a new camera lens. If that is the case, if it is the camera lens, they'll slip it in. Nobody will know it. They won't announce it. And then when you need a cable, they'll say, oh, by the way, you need this cable, because it, you know, just like they did the Zeno versus the Zeno Y cable. The two are different. They made that change. Nobody knew it. And you actually didn't know it until you went to go buy a cable on AliExpress. Oh, wow. Which, you know, that's how I first learned about it. I'm like, well, what's going on here? So then, you know, it said check serial number. And that's when, you know, people started showing their serial numbers, and now now you'll see people say, hey, I have Zeno or I have Zeno Y.
Okay. So what about moving past the camera? What about any other firmware update as far as like the sensors, or basically let's move on to the sensors now.
You want to first talk about the forced update itself?
Yeah, let's do that.
So we've got the forced update now. You see what's going on with Zeno and Zeno Pro.
Yeah, I noticed in your group that it's being forced on them too.
Well. I don't know what they're doing. Like, I thought with the Zeno 2, this was just something that didn't work out in the app, and that they needed to fix it to make it to where we can move past it and not do the update. Because I don't know about you, but I don't want to be out on the field when I'm getting ready to fly and, you got to do an update. I don't want to sit there and do it right then and there and waste 10% of my battery on an update.
Exactly. It's happened to me when, you know, during my second filming of the Zeno 2, and I had to actually, what did I do? I uninstalled it and then turn off my Wi-Fi and everything, or my data service, and I was able to bypass it that way out in the field. But it wouldn't let me do any flight functions. I think maybe because the update had something to do with that. I'm not sure, with the GPS, but I couldn't do any intelligent functions or anything.
Maybe it was a reboot afterwards.
Maybe,
because you could do it. Did you try since then, or was that with your cable issue?
No, it wasn't with the cable issue.
Before that,
before that, yeah.
Okay.
When I was out in the field trying to do a video.
Okay.
So I was messing around with that, trying to bypass it for like an hour before I even started filming anything.
So it was all fine right afterwards, like the next time you used it, right?
Yeah, it was next time I used it. Yeah, it was fine.
So that was a reboot issue.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, the weird thing about the Zeno and the Zeno Pro is I went and then I opened the app, and it's the first time it ever forced me to update the app. I have never seen it ever. You have to update the app to use it. So I updated the app, and I knew I was going to have to do a forced firmware update because I've seen it in my QC group. So I did it, and then and this is while I'm working on somebody's Pro. Zeno Pro. So I'm using my app and I'm opening it up and did the update, and I had to update his Zeno Pro to it was the 1117 at the time, and now you have 11, or is it 1117? I think it is, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure of that.
I forget what it is.
Zeno Pro.
Now I'm sounding like Marcus.
You're funny.
Oh
my gosh.
But actually, forgetting a firmware update when you're doing a firmware update video, that's bad. But when you're talking about a bunch of different drones and you want to try to remember firmware numbers, forget about it. I mean, I'm bad. I see guys talking and they'll throw all these firmware numbers out, and I'm like, how the hell do you do that? I can't. There's no way I can do it.
I got too much other stuff to remember. I can't remember those numbers.
Yeah. But anyhow, it's now you've got 18. I don't know if that's been forced or not. I imagine it's continued. Can anybody in the chat confirm that if you have a Zeno or Zeno Pro, I think is the only one that just got the 2 updates within a week. It was 17 and then 18. Was 18 a forced update after 17? Damon, I don't know. Okay, so hobbyist drone version 1017. I was right the first time. Did you get that forced update and update to that? Charles Wall leaving us.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us, Charles. Good night, good whatever it is, wherever you are. Where's he at?
God bless all. Yeah, thank you, Charles. You too.
Oh, I didn't see that one. Yeah, God bless and pray. Pray everyone's family and good everyone, or good evening. Thank you very much, Charles. Stay safe out there. Charles Wall, I'm going to say he's probably, especially since he's signing out, he might be like out UK or something. Wall sounds like maybe he might be.
Did he mention that? No. That was Otto. Okay.
No.
I'm not sure. I forgot how to pronounce it. It was Otto. What was his name?
Get to dig hole for Mavic Mini. Oh, are you gonna bury it there, Charles? Are you gonna bury your Mavic Mini? All right, so I didn't get an answer on the forced update, but I imagine that's probably a new platform in area that they're dabbling in. And if that's the case for the Zeno Pro and the Zeno 2, if that's the course they're going to stay on, they're shooting themselves in the foot big time. Oh, South Carolina, Charles. I'm sorry. I assumed. South Carolina, good old Southern man. Y'all have a good night. Everybody here in Pennsylvania, it's yins. I say y'all and everybody looks at me funny.
So
it
Charles,
killed itself.
It killed itself. How did it kill itself?
Charles, come on, admit what you did.
He committed suicide.
Okay, hobbyist drone said forced update, so I'm going to assume that he had forced 17 and then forced 18. But he just gave me a couple words. I'll assume on that one.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean, they're shooting themselves in the foot with this, and you see that. God bless you too, Charles. Thanks for joining us. Good luck with the burial of the Mavic Mini. I'm sorry you have to do that.
Oh, yeah, CL Tech said he had to go too. I don't know if he's still here, but
yeah, David, glad you popped in here. David is my big big brain in my group. When it comes to batteries, electronics, David Cash is your guy. David and I are kind of a lot alike to where we're sticklers. And he's, I think, a little even more so than me. Like I can see where he gets frustrated when people start talking about batteries and things like that, and they've got the information wrong. I'm the same way, and like how I bust Marcus's balls when he does his videos, he gets a lot of stuff wrong. Well, I get frustrated with that, and because I see people take that and they run with it. And it's gospel. So David Cash is the exact same way in my group when it comes to like batteries and stuff. And I try to absorb a lot of the stuff from him because the guy's really smart. But he's just said he's been bitching about Hubsan, bitching to Hubsan about their forced updates. And you know what? I have too, and I've said it in my earlier Hubsan Zeno 2 videos. Everybody contact Hubsan, email them, nail them with messages, do it on a daily basis. That's how you get through to them. You just keep pounding them until they're overwhelmed with it, and they will fold and cave. And that's it. That's the best way to do it. You got to do it almost on a daily basis. Just nail them with it, because mark my words, and I think it's very easy for me to say. I don't think I'm anyone the only one thinking this or saying it, but you're going to do an update and you're not going to fly one day. It's happened before to where we've been rendered useless with the app. That app has been rendered useless because of a bad update. So if they're going to force us to do these app updates, they're going to force us to do these firmware updates for the quads. At some point, something's going to be wrong. It's going to be bad to where it's just not safe to fly. And that's just a stupid move. It's not only stupid because for us, we can't use our quads, but it's also a stupid safety concern when you've got something that could be a potentially bad flying quad. Let's say all of a sudden they screw up your return to home recording point. You don't know it until you go out and fly it for the very first time because you're forced. And if you don't test that return to home when you first take off, you don't know if it's recorded it. So if you're way on out there and it's forcing a return to home and it did not record that home point, there's your flyaway right there. It's gonna fly away for sure because it does not have a GPS coordinate to lock in on. And a lot of times when you see people say, "Hey, return to home, lost my drone," that's what happened. It did not record it, and sometimes it can do that. So it's a good thing to always test, which I don't do. I do rarely. You take off, you get it out about 50 yards, hit return home, see it come to you and be overhead. That's all you need to test. You don't actually have to land. That's all you have to test real quick. Yeah. So I want to get back to David. David, shut up. He keeps bugging me about he needs, this is the however you say it. I don't want to say it. Wi-Fi battery.
Jiffy.
Well, if you say Wi-Fi, it's Wi-Fi, right?
Yeah.
So why wouldn't this be Ji-Fi? For me, I say Giphy. But the way they do it, capital G and F, it's Giphy, Wi-Fi, whatever. But he wants some of the stock. David wants some of the stock Zeno batteries that are bad. And I'm sorry, David, I haven't been flying it enough. So I've got I've got one that's much worse than the other. I've got another one that's going bad. And I just got to wait for my quad to fall out of the sky before I can send it to you, buddy. I know the ones that are bad, and what I'll do is I'll fly them, and when I see that start depleting a little quicker than it should, then what I do is I just go and hover 5 feet off the ground and wait and see if it drops. Once I get to that point where I'm getting that drop every time, then I'm gonna call it dead, and I'm gonna send it to David, ship it to David, and he can put it underneath his surgical electronic hands. So David, you don't have to remind me, buddy. I will. I will give it to you. Is there anybody you want to see in there or say anything to in there that you're seeing? I'm gonna say something to 4D's aerial videography. I saw him, and I see him and Almost Homestead in here. Both of them are entered in the giveaway for the Mavic Mini. Yes, guys. Obviously, you are good subscribers, and you hit the bell and got notified for this live event here. So you will get you'll get a notification if you hit that bell. It's best to hit that bell and then click all. But you'll get you'll get a notification for the live announcement of the giveaway for the Mavic Mini, which is, I'll go ahead and tell you, is tomorrow night, 8 p.m. US Eastern Standard Time. So 4D's aerial videography, and then Almost Homestead, they were both in that. I don't recall. I wanted to see it. I wanted to pay attention, see who else might be in here that entered that. Hey, Rob, how are you doing? I didn't see you pop in there. Do you have to bind the Zeno 2 when you first get it? No, you do not. Rob, you don't need to bind it when you first get it.
Well, you shouldn't have to.
Right. I mean, you shouldn't have to. And you know what? I'm glad he said that, because that reminded me. I've got two, so what I do is I charge both controllers, and I take both controllers with me in my case. But I want to just say one thing, and I did it with you when I was flying with you at the pier there in Virginia. I got 3 batteries on my controller, and remember, towards the end, I know I set it to what's his name? Corey. I know I said it to Corey that I could have gotten a 4th battery in there, maybe not a full flight, but I definitely could have got a 4th battery flight going. I was exactly 3/4 of the way. So each flight, I was a little less than that actually, but each flight used just a hair more than 1/4% charge of that controller battery. So everybody's saying this thing, that controller depletes really fast. 3 batteries in a controller is not much different than what you're getting out of the FIMI X8 SE, right?
Yeah.
I would say that's probably about the same. And that doesn't have a display.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, 3. I would say 3.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 to maybe 4. But a 4th one,
I think with the 4th one, you're going to need a charge.
Yeah.
And so I would say that the Zeno 2 doing that 3 batteries, that's better than the FIMI X8 SE because it's got the display on it. The FIMI X8 SE, it's losing a whole lot of charge, I guess, from the RC transmission. I mean, it's really not doing a lot. It's got 4 little lights on there, and a couple other lights are illuminated, but it must be working really hard with that transmission or charging your phone up at the same time. Yeah.
Also, the aircraft battery. Oh my gosh, that thing depletes like, I don't know, by the time I put the battery in the aircraft and then power it up, I'm already down maybe 5% sometimes.
On the FIMI X8 SE.
On a FIMI, yes, on a FIMI X8 SE.
See, the one thing I noticed with it is it's not a consistent use. I can use the same battery and fly the same way, and my flight times can be drastically different. Yeah. And I can only go by the cell meter on the app as to what's going on there, but I really don't trust any of those because I don't think their pinpoint accuracy is good enough to tell me if I've got a bad cell or anything.
Yeah. And so they say that you should fly do like maybe 10 cycles before it's optimized. How many cycles is recommended?
David Cash, if you're in here, there's your battery, and you can answer the battery question right there. But I'll tell you what I do. I don't do any of that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't take a brand new battery and run it way down low. You'll see me run my batteries too low. You were with me when I came back at 3 or 4%. But in the beginning, I just get out and I'll fly 3/4 of the battery, and then that's pretty much kind of your normal use anyhow. 3/4 of the battery. A lot of people are coming back about 25%. So that's pretty much what I do from the start. I don't do like 50% cycles or anything like that for a period of time. I just get out there and I use my battery. I don't have any problems with it. I haven't yet. Like, I haven't had any battery issues with any quads except my Mavic Pro battery is just finally aging out, and one of them getting a flashing light fault on it, like after not using it for a year because I have the Mavic Pro 2. But I just bought 2 brand new batteries, and then after I bought them, I put it on sale and sold it instantly. So whoever bought that, they got brand new batteries with that one.
I have yet to fly DJI aircraft.
Well, you will. You certainly will. I'll bring you the Mavic Mini, and I'll even leave you the Mavic Mini if you want it, man.
Hey,
you can take it and play. You can take it and play with it all you want. But another thing I'm gonna get you into, I'll let you fly the Mavic 2 Pro. I don't let anybody fly that, but I want you to fly the FT Aviator.
Really?
I want you to use that with it. So we'll pick a nice wide open field and maybe put you in tripod mode. Now, actually, we can put you in the slowest mode here. It's got a mode selector on it. It's got a dial on there, and we can put you in the slowest mode, and it's so easy. But I mean, it's such a different experience when you're doing everything by your different motions, and you're push and pull on the stick with your hand, your finger and thumb.
Oh, okay.
So it's really cool. But it's also got, how the Zeno, now we're starting to be like Zeno Nation where we're going off topic. We're not talking Zenos, but you know how on the app on the Zeno, you'll see where your drone is and you can line up.
Yeah.
Well, that's what this does right here. These will light up and tell you where you're at.
Oh, nice.
So, it tells you your line up with the quad. But yeah, you'll fly DJI. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, not everybody knows. Actually, I just started this hobby back in October. I bought my first drone.
Hold on a second. You tell your whole story from starting out and getting into the YouTube and all this.
Oh, okay.
And for those who don't know, just give them a little brief about yourself. Okay. And I'm gonna check out real quick, and I'll be right back.
Okay. All right. It won't be long anyway. But anyway, yeah. So brief history on me, or a story. I started this hobby back in October 2019, and I bought my first drone. It was a JJRC, or it is the JJRC X12, $200 drone, and just put a video up on it. And after that, I just started putting out more videos, and video after video, trying to do the YouTube thing. But shortly after, like a month after I bought the JDRC, I bought my FIRMWARE X8 SE, and I kind of I wouldn't say got bored with the JDRC, but it seemed like I wanted more from a drone, probably with a little bit more features and a little bit more powerful. So that's why I got the FIRMWARE, and it's just history from there. I mean, it's not that much history. It's just short. it was probably like 5 or 6 months ago. But I live out here in Northern Virginia. I was following Chris and found out he actually is from Woodbridge, same area that I live in, and that's how we kind of hooked up. And that's it. My guy worked full time, worked for the government. I put out videos when I can. My enemy is time, really. We're putting out videos, and I got a family. What was that? Yeah, I got a family, and so it's.
You have two kids?
Actually, I got 3 kids.
Oh,
one is an adult. He's 24 years old. So yeah, he lives out in New Jersey. That's where I'm from. Actually, I'm from New Jersey. Been around a little bit. Been to Georgia, Atlanta area, and 2007. That's when I came to Virginia. Yeah. So that's a little brief, boring history of me.
I was going to have a surprise guest pop in on us, but the surprise guest just got off work, so they cannot pop in. I was excited just to do a little teaser with this person.
Oh, okay.
But not able to do it, and it's always so hard getting in with this person. I'll just say who it is. It's Annie. From Hubsan.
Former Hubsan employee, or is she still with Hubsan?
Former Hubsan. Okay. She lives in California. She just got off work and she was in a big meeting finalizing stuff or something. She said,
"Oh, nice."
I keep in touch with her regularly. Talk to her on the phone from time to time. We play phone tag more than anything. With the time difference in our schedules and everything. But I've always liked Annie. We hit it off really well, and we worked well together when I was doing a lot of stuff for Hubsan, and just kept a good relationship. I was actually on the phone with her when she got laid off, or not on the phone. I was messaging with her on the phone when she got laid off. She just stopped in the message and wasn't responding, and then she came back and she said, don't respond. And then she messaged me from her personal account and said she just got fired. So,
oh wow,
that was when they were doing a big downsizing after they took a hit on the launch of the Zeno. The launch of the Zeno was a hit. I mean, it took not a hit in a good way. It was a hit in their wallets, and I think we're going to see the same with the coronavirus, obviously, but. Zeno too. A lot of people canceled those orders, and I was a big seller. I was the #1 seller at GearBest. I sold a shitload of those damn things, and more than half of my orders canceled.
Wow.
Yeah, we're talking a lot, and it sucked because I do the charities, and I really wanted to do that gift buying thing and do that with Josh, and go to Children's Hospital. But between that and the coronavirus, there's no way you can go to the hospital and do that. But between that, my commission, I didn't make my goal. So and they're not paying me. So far, they have not paid me for one sale.
Wow.
So.
Shoot. And So, I stuck with let everybody know I did order my Zeno 2 through Chris. Actually, I ordered my FIMI X8 through Chris as well. And every time I order something, I try to make it a point to go through his links, since it goes to a good cause, good charity. And I like to pay it forward. So I am an affiliate of Banggood or whatever. I mean, you're not really supposed to use your links anyway to purchase for your own self, but I just make it a point every time I buy. If I were to buy another drone, I would go through or try to get a link from Chris, just because it goes through, for a good cause, and because I like Chris too.
I do the same thing, use other people's links because you can't use your own. Actually,
Yeah.
it won't even work.
Yeah.
So,
So.
but I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I was just typing chat to Chad K that I'm going to respond to his question. And, you know, this is one of those things where I was like, you know what, this isn't a video I really need to make. It's not a big deal, but you know, I don't have the controller in front of me. I got a pile of them on the floor where I can't reach them. But the Zeno, you know, you've got the jumper pins at the original Zeno. You had the jumper pins at the bottom. You jump the first 2 pins to do your firmware update. That firmware update was 106 or 116, something like that. So the question always comes up, hey, I've got a button here. What do I do with this button? So that's what Chad K just asked. Chad, you don't need to even update that controller. Leave that controller alone. But what you do with that, if you have an update for the controller, you press that button and hold it throughout the whole time you do the update. But the reason I say you don't need to do an update is because they only had one firmware update on that controller, and that was before that button even came into play. So you're on the latest firmware already. There is nothing for you to update on that controller. Don't risk screwing it up by trying to do an update. So Chad K, leave your controller alone. And then after the button, they put just nothing there. There's no pins, there's no button, no nothing. So any future updates on that will be plug in with USB, done on your computer, or what it's supposed to be, like the Zeno Pro, is through the app. So
hey Chris, give me like 5 minutes.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it. I'll go through some of the comments here. But Chad, I'm glad you said that, because that's a video I haven't done that a lot of people actually ask, pretty commonly. So good that you asked that. Is there, I love the I dunnos. I'm having a shirt made that just says I dunno, IDUNNO. I might get a shirt that just says I dunno quadcopter, because that's become a big thing. And I'm not being a bully. It speaks for itself. Let's just say that, right, Damon? It speaks for itself. Question, if I may. I crashed my Zeno 1, and now the gimbal jerks side to side 3 or 4 times on startup. Drone goes into gimbal protection. Will transmit, but the gimbal lays limp. So yeah, it's jumping all over the place, and then it basically gives up and goes limp. You don't want to be starting it up and letting it do that, because if you could put your finger on the cable while it's doing that, that cable gets hotter than hell, and that's not good. That's gonna fry it out. I only know that because when having them open and that gimbal's jumping around like that, I've had my hand on the cable inside the quad, and let me tell you what, it gets hot to where you have to take your finger off of it. It's that hot. So you do not want to keep starting it up that way. But this happened after a crash. So Matt B, do you have the gimbal tool, the cover that you put on there? Not the original one, the clear one you have to buy to do the gimbal calibration. That's the first thing I would say to you, Matt, is you want to do that gimbal calibration, because you can knock it so far out of whack to where basically it's like a servo motor trying to find home. It cannot find that parameter spot that it calls home. So it's dancing all over the place. But I'm going to recommend a gimbal calibration, but the very first thing is just simple check of the connection. If you are getting a jerk like this, where it's going, I don't have one in front of me. We'll take the empty Zeno 2 that has no lens in it. But if you're getting a jerk like this, then you can check the plug on the back. If you're getting a jerk like this, you can't check the cable connection because that's on top. You can only check that if you pull the gimbal out. So that's something you would have to take apart the quad. So I would recommend gimbal calibration cover, do the gimbal calibration tool before taking anything apart. But a quick, simple one is that one on the back that they call the reset. You just want to simply press on the plug. You don't want to take anything sharp or anything that can puncture into that cable. The best thing to do, which I have right here, I use the actual Hubsan screwdriver that comes with the rubber tip on it, little cover, just a little cover that goes on there. I use that, and I press the back of the plug on the back of that camera, and then turn it on and see if that shake goes away. So both of those fail, then you're going to probably have to replace your cable. So hopefully that helps you out with that question. So that was Richie Tube 03. Have you found any options for more range on the Zeno 1? No, Chad K. No, I have not. It is what it is. That's what you're going to get out of that. You can get over 1,000 meters, not by far. I've gotten like 1,200 meters with it. That's on a perfect day, perfect situation, perfect location. But that's just what it is. It's hardware. I believe it's hardware and firmware related. That's a wide open topic that people get all crazy with. You've got Peter Martin. His YouTube channel is Randanow or whatever it is. He did like 1,800 meters, but ask him how he did it. He won't tell you. And also in his video, you do not see the controller. So I'm just going to say you're stuck with 1,000 meters or just over 1,000 meters on the original Zeno. There's nothing different you're going to really do there that I would say is even worth doing. If you want some more range, wait for these big sales that I think are going to come up with, everything that's happened in China and them needing to sell a lot of merch. I'd say wait for a Zeno Pro or a Zeno 2 to come onto a big sale. So I think the Zeno Pro, you'll start seeing it go really cheap. And I would say there's going to be a lot of sales in the upcoming future because China needs it. I mean, they need to sell everything they have in the inventory and make up all the lost money. I mean, their economy has got to be just hurting. Which we're on the way to. We're on the way to the exact same thing. We're already there.
Yeah. Did I miss anything good?
I pretty much just gave, one of my long-winded answers. Basically
5 minutes worth.
Yeah, basically it's a simple question about can you get more out of the Zeno 1 range, and I went on long and long and long. But also I was answering a question about I answered the bind button while you were here. That's when you stepped out. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. So Matt B, I've answered a few for you, I think. And Daryl P, hello, how are you doing? I don't think I said hello to you.
Yeah. Hey, Daryl, are you the gentleman who also has a problem with the cable ribbon or ribbon cable?
Yeah, he does.
Okay. I was just wondering, have you received yours yet?
I don't think he has.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Daryl. Hello. He's in chat.
Yeah.
He's chatting with somebody else. Daryl is a good commenter on my channel. But sometimes I have to wait in answering his stuff because he leaves some real long comments sometimes. And it's like you're trying to, I don't know about you, but I get way backed up on my comments to where they're like 3-4 days old. And I don't like to let people wait that long because a lot of them actually are asking questions and want answers.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever I see a long one, I'm always like, I'll get back to that. And they end up waiting the longest. Tomorrow he'll get his Chad.
Yeah, that's nice. Lucky.
So Daryl, please document all that and post it in the group when you hopefully have the ta-da, the success.
Yeah. Get to turn the lights back on a Zeno.
And that's another thing I would like to bring up. I really don't get how people are saying I updated my quad and I need a new cable.
Mm-hmm.
You updated your quad and lost FPV, but I think it's a brand new quad. You turn it on, your first thing you're forced to do is update. You might not be paying attention if there is any FPV behind that message.
Mm-hmm.
You do the update and then you find out you have no FPV. I think it's a bad cable from the start. And a firmware upgrade is not going to ruin your cable, and I don't think it's going to require a different cable. I don't think that's what we're seeing here. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I just think it was just the timing of it.
Yeah. Well, yours is perfect because yours happened in the middle.
Yeah,
You
it
were
happened.
out flying and using yours.
Yeah. So I think it was, I remember doing an update after I did my speed test video. That's when I had to do the update. And after I did the update, I was fine. I was fine for like a week or so until and I flew after that as well. So it was just like maybe a week and a half later, I just was about to go out and fly again, but I checked everything before I went out. And when I powered it on, I didn't get any FPV. And I just checked the cables, make sure everything was good, and just didn't get I checked the cables connected to the remote just to make sure everything was good and didn't get an FPV. So I think it's just the timing, the life expectancy of that cable. It was just, it was just this time to go out. And a lot of time, some of it, it was just a coincidence that it went out after people updated or something like that. But it was a week after my update.
So when you say timing, do you think it was a faulty cable that had some issues that just didn't show themselves yet? And then,
yeah.
And, like one thing is, these are very thin cables. So I've never felt one during an update because you can't get to it, but I would like to shoot my laser up in there and just see what temperature it gets to. Because like one comment I was making about, somebody asked about the gimbal shaking. When that happens on the Zeno or the Zeno Pro, if you're touching the cable, if you have the lid off of it and you're touching the cable, it gets so hot that it's even too hot to keep your finger on. That's how hot it gets. If you keep your finger on it, it hurts. So my theory is maybe that first update or a large update, too much of an IT update, which that first update had a long IT update. I don't know the size of it, but that was a pretty big portion of the update. Maybe it just fries out that cable. It might get really hot and fry out that cable. So that is what I am thinking is happening with the cable on the Zeno 2, and I'm going to stick with that until something else better presents itself. Because if they're already coming with that big update done, and people are only getting like this recent update, which was like bam, a very short, simple update, they're not having any cable issues. It's all the early people that had that big update that are getting the cable issues. So.
Yeah, that makes sense. That does make sense.
Chuck, why are you telling me I'm number one? Why you want to be like that? Hey, Renee. Renee's in there. Renee's from Canada. Renee, I thought you were working now. He's probably sitting in his coal truck on his phone. Renee's like my longest. He's like been with me almost from like day one. I started my Facebook group. He's in Canada. He's been a longtime friend. I talk to him all the time. He likes to send me he likes to send me kind of adult content type images, not images, but funny little quick movies on my messages, and I open them in the most inappropriate times.
Oh,
Actually,
at work or something like that.
well, one time I was at the post office. Actually, I don't know if you recall, but he's the one that sent me his controller from Canada when I first bricked Floyd.
Oh, okay, yeah, I remember.
So I was at the post office in Virginia there, right off of Featherstone and Route 1 there.
Yeah.
Or Blackburn and Route 1. And I was at the post office and I wanted to ask him for his email real quick. So I am right there at the counter. I pull them up and there's boobies. And the woman saw it. She saw it. So I have to be careful whenever Renee sends me messages because it's
funny.
But he sends them when I need them. Like, it's not always bad stuff. He sends some hilarious stuff, and there's a lot of, like right now, there's lots of times where I'm just like kind of down in the dumps, and he's always there to put a laugh on my smile on my face.
Yeah.
Drone of Arc. I love that name, Drone of Arc. That was a good. That was a good choice.
Yeah.
Chuck, I still want to know why Chuck's giving me the bird. I can do it back. I don't care. We're not going kid friendly here at after 10 p.m. You kids should be in bed.
Yeah, that's why I was just putting my kids, making sure they got to bed.
Well, hopefully your kids don't watch any of your stuff because Daddy, who is that bad guy in the green shirt?
Yeah, that's funny that you said that because my youngest daughter, she's looking at her tablet, around the house or whatever, and I just noticed I hear my voice in the background. I was like, hold on, she's just walking around looking at my videos. She watched she just walks around looking at my videos that I don't know, she enjoys them. So I had to get on my wife. I was like, yeah, at least she watches my videos. My wife doesn't.
My kids don't want to watch my shit.
Yeah.
Mine are all older. My daughter might, but my boys, I don't think they watch them.
Oh, really?
My brother, Spain, he lives in the Canary Islands in Spain. He watches.
In Spain? Really?
Yeah, some people I think at work watch, but I haven't. I don't think I've ever told any friends that I have this channel.
Yeah.
None of my subscribers or anybody that like I've grown up with or known.
Yeah. Yeah. Same here. I really haven't I have maybe a few family members that are, subscribers, and then a couple friends, maybe some neighbors. I say all in all, maybe 20 people that I know, closely, but yeah, I haven't really promoted it on my Facebook page or anything, like my personal Facebook page. I just, I don't know if I feel uncomfortable or embarrassed or something. Maybe I don't know.
I feel like, people I went to high school with or grew up with since I was a kid, or family members that don't know I do this, like cousins and things like this. I don't know that. I mean, they're not into drones.
Yeah.
I've got a few friends from Virginia that are into drones, actually making a business out of it. I don't know. Have you ever heard of HD Bros?
What is it called?
HD Bros.
No.
You should check them out. They do all like realtor stuff, and they go to like Old Town Alexandria, and they shot all of Old Town Alexandria, and they put out some really nice stuff. They make a living. It's two brothers and some other guys. They make a good living doing this. But you should
with drones.
Yeah. It's
really? Okay.
They use like all DJI high end stuff.
Yeah.
But they do very well with this as a hobby. One thing I wanted to answer, Oh, I'm stupid. When I said, "Can we get a thumbs up, y'all?" Chuck gave me the bird. I didn't pay. I now that I see all the thumbs ups, they're giving thumbs ups there. I meant
in the chat.
thumbs
Yeah.
up on YouTube, guys.
Yes.
And I wish YouTube would add the birdie. That would be a good one to add.
That is
I have a
funny.
few places I'd like to leave that one.
Mm.
But Richie 203, will the gimbal move in its range of motion on full startup if the cable is loose? It's hard to say. If your cable is loose, you're going to have different loss of contact. If pin 1 is out of contact versus pin whatever it is, 6 is out of contact, you could get something totally different. I don't know what each pin does. I don't know if you'll get full range, because it also, if one's unplugged, it loses connection to the other. So if you have a completely dead gimbal, the very first plug in that line of cable is completely unhooked. If it's barely unhooked, you might get an erratic vibration right immediately of startup. I don't think it's going to do, if it's loose, I can safely say it's probably not going to make full range of motion at all. You're going to get different characteristics. There's really no one answer to that. Just like anybody that's got a gimbal that's, floppy like this or shaking, there is no one answer. There's 3 or 4 answers to what your problem could be. So that's answering that. And then there was one more rookie question from Gary Johnson. Can Zeno 1 be flown in the house or indoors? Let me show you. I'm going to show him something. First, I'm going to tell you, I fixed over 70 Zenos. And I say over 70 because when I hit 70, I stopped counting. So I don't think I've done over 80, somewhere in the 70s. But I would say one of the biggest things that happens is somebody buys that Zeno, they fire it up in the house, and they hit the ceiling. It crashes all over the place, and then they send it to me to fix it. Some of them have been so bad, or the people are just fed up with them, they donate them to me. So therefore, I use their parts. So let me show you something. See that on the floor down there? That's a pile of Zenos. It's kind of out of focus, obviously. There you go. You got a nice little stack of Zenos there.
Wow.
Now, those are all pretty well intact, but I can pick out at least 3 of them that have paint on top of them, or that stipple ceilings, that rough texture ceilings, popcorn ceilings.
Yeah, popcorn ceilings, yeah.
White marks all over them because they flew them in the house and straight up and hit the ceiling. So those are all dead. Most of them are gimbal issues due to the cable and also bad boards. So it comes to a point where it's just not worth it when the price of that thing is dropped down so low, and they just say, hey, keep it, use it for parts, and then I use the parts to help other people with theirs. But I think I'm going to stop working on some, not take as much as I used to, and I'm going to start selling the camera gimbals. I'm going to start selling the arms. I'm just going to try to raise money for my charity that way, since I'm not doing any sales through Banggood or GearBest that much. And anybody needs arms, boards, cameras, motors, ESCs, all complete arm, let me know, and I'll sell them to you, and it'll go straight into the charity fund. And whole controllers. I have whole controllers that work perfectly, absolutely nothing wrong with them. So you can get in touch with me on Facebook under QC Guy, or on my YouTube channel. You can check my email, but I'm really bad about answering the emails. You'll get lost in the pile. Welcome back, Almost Homestead. I didn't know you left.
So I wanted to show you something. Got another. This came today in the mail.
Wait a minute, Almost Homestead. Did you get your knife back from Bigfoot?
Bigfoot.
He was attacked by Bigfoot, and Bigfoot stole his knife. True story. I saw it. True story.
You got pictures?
I have a video.
Oh, okay.
I mean, Bigfoot literally came and took his knife and stole it. That'll all make sense later, Chad. Go ahead. And
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you lost me
show
on
what
this
you're
one.
going to show, because I'm really interested in this, because I'm
okay.
looking at the same thing.
Yeah, so this came today in FedEx, through FedEx. It's a Canon M50. A nice, one of the most recommended YouTube vlogging cameras. One because of this here flip screen, really like this. And another thing is that it's light, and it has a lot of features. It's like autofocus, and it comes with a 15 by 45 millimeter lens. However, you can, take this lens off, and put different lenses on here. But yeah.
For streaming, is that through Wi-Fi?
Well, no, actually, you can do it through USB or HDMI. However, it doesn't have a clean output, meaning what you see on the screen here is what you see in the stream. So with all the display stuff on here, what you have to do, there's a couple things you can do. You can clean off the display, meaning take all the settings off or whatever you want to, just make it clean, and you can stream that way. Or there's some software you can download also to.
So you're not showing all the little icons and stuff.
Yeah, icons and stuff on
okay.
there. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I couldn't get my words right, but yeah. So I'm trying to research that as well. I've been looking at this for a while, actually, since I started, uploading videos, but never pull the trigger on it.
So you don't have to worry about drainage of battery then if you're tied in with a USB, say if you're using it to stream on this tonight.
Yeah, so there's a couple of accessories you can buy with it. There's a dummy battery where you can actually put it in here and then plug up not an adapter, but you can plug it into the wall. So that way you won't run out of battery and while you're streaming or something like that. So there's a few things that I need to buy to actually get up and running for like streaming, but they have it available. And so I'll get it maybe by the next time. Well, no, I wouldn't say next time we stream, but maybe another couple of weeks I'll have everything together. But I like it so far. It just came tonight.
I'm going to be watching your videos because I have that sitting in my shopping cart right now. Since you told me about it.
Yeah, I ordered it from Canon. This is a refurbished. Ordered it from Canon. It was like $430. I don't know if they have any more available, but I just purchased it refurbished. It comes with a 1-year warranty, and I looked on Amazon. I couldn't really find anything around a similar price. I know Amazon, they offer all these type of packages where you get all these accessories and everything, but I didn't want to spend a whole bunch of money. But so I made it a point to get another camera before I got another drone, because this is I needed this. And right now I'm streaming. I'm using my cell phone as a webcam right now.
I'm interested in it for both purposes: streaming, recording, like when I'm doing my desk recordings here. Streaming though, like that's where I'm gonna have to pick your brain if you've got to download something and get rid of what you see on the display. But for taking in just regular recording and things, that'll be great. I get that from time to time, like what you're looking at right now. A lot of times people say that that's just not a good clean quality. I'm not real picky in that stuff. As long as I can see the person, I'm okay with it. But after they've been watching somebody who's got a really super clean image, 4K image or whatever, which I don't think you're really going to get in streaming. I'm not going to anyhow, but after you've looked at something like that and then you look at my camera, yeah, you can see, it's kind of broken up, like pixelated, I guess, not pixelated, but I don't know, the DPI is a little off in the background versus the foreground. So
yeah, this it offers 4K video, however, is like a cropped. They really don't recommend like filming in 4K. I mean, 1080p is great. I mean, 1080p, I think it's 1080p 30 or 60 or something. No, I believe it's 60. I have to look at it again. But 4K, it's cropped. So it'll be, it's
you'll
if
have
you
the black
kind of,
edges all the way around.
what was that?
You'll have the black edges all the way around.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah. That's
So,
usually what happens with some 4K.
mm-hmm.
Gene Bendel's in the house. I didn't see you before, Gene. Gene's another long-time commenter or subscriber. Oh, Damon, I know a group of people that deal with Bigfoot. Just saying, if you recall, he's the one that gave me, I'll give him his shout out. He gave me the water bottle, the QC guy water bottle, but this is his logo, which is real hard to see, but it's like a skull and then imprinted in the middle. It's their image, but it is Adirondack Park Paranormal Society, and that's why he made the reference that he knows people that could find Bigfoot. I don't know that Bigfoot paranormal though. I don't know if that counts, but maybe they do it all. That's pretty interesting. I'd like to get involved with stuff like that, going old houses and all the test equipment to see if you can get the energy off of spirits and such.
So Jimmy Perez was asking if the Zeno 2 motors came from the Zeno Pro.
There are no full specs on them, but please, if you guys are late to the party on this one I just pulled out of the water today for another subscriber who was flying at my dam. And this is what happens if you fly at my dam. Do not go to my dam. Stay away from Hugh Mahoning Dam, or you're going to crash your zone, because I have a hex on it and you cannot fly there. But this is his. Me and my son went and got it out of the tree today and pulled it out of the water. Now it's drying out. So to answer your question, the ESCs are completely different on the Zeno Pro, and now the Zeno 2. The motors appear to be exactly the same, but I can't tell you. I don't know that I would order a Zeno motor and put on a Zeno 2. I would ask Hubsan that question first. So I can't answer that question for you, Jimmy. They do use the same hubs. They use the same props, all three Zenos. The bell, this part here, looks to be exactly the same, although I have not measured the height or the width, but they look exactly the same. So I don't know. I don't know if there's more in there. It's a much faster quad, so I would imagine there's probably a little more. There is a little something different there. Probably more windings and maybe a little larger magnets. I don't know. It might be a higher motor. I'd have to measure it with the regular Zeno to give you that answer. And just looking, yes, it is different. Yeah, hold on. Let me get it and I'll show you side by side. Yeah. So that's what it's going to be. You're going to have larger magnets, more windings. But here's your Zeno. I messed up with this camera. So here's your Zeno motor. And then we'll put the Zeno 2 right beside it. Try to do this here.
I think it's out of frame.
Am I out?
Is it? No, you're good. Yeah, one of them is.
Yeah. Can you see how? Okay, wait a minute. I was looking at the wrong thing. Okay, there it is. Okay. And there's that one.
Okay.
See how much higher it is? Yeah. It's hard to tell because one has the props on, but let me turn it so the hubs are facing the same direction and get them both in here. There, you can see how much higher the one is. Mm-hmm. So there's your difference. And with the speed of the Zeno 2, I mean, it has to be different. So if they put the same motors in there, those suckers would burn out easily. It'd probably melt in sport mode. That thing goes so fast. But yeah, so there's your answer for that. I've never paid attention to exactly how much different they were. Those are the things I don't even think about, like if the motors are different or anything like that. I need to get another battery for Zeno 1. Should I get the original? I say go for the Giphy. The Giphy's been working fine, but then again, I have not been flying it a lot. But Jimmy, if was it Jimmy that? No, Joshua. Yeah, Joshua. I'm sorry if you're in my group and I don't remember. If you are in my group, there's guys that have been putting a ton of flights on this battery already, and it's been fine. That warning of Hubsan saying, do not use it, it swells up, or they're going to make it so you can't use it. That's not going to happen in a firmware update. They're going to have to change some hardware for that to happen because, let's face it, they've got a protection circuit. They're not smart batteries. The technology within the drones, the way they are now, the Zenos, can't stop you from using this battery. So I do recommend you buy this over the stock battery. It is a good battery so far. I just don't have all the flights on it, but I have had 6 or 7, I guess, on it, and it's been perfectly fine. So I know there's guys that have already logged in probably over 30, 40 flights with them and have been fine. So I'm asking because I'm planning on downgrading to the Zeno Pro due to bad experience with Zeno 2. Yeah. Jimmy, are you in my group? If you're in my group, use group search and just search GIFI, and you'll see different topics on it. That's something a lot of people don't use as group searches. When they're in the groups, they'll just ask the same question that's been asked 100 times. When if you just type in group search, it'll bring you everything every time somebody's talked about that. Okay. So I highly recommend that. Hubsan Xeno number 8675309. Are you within the age to get that, Chad? 8.
What's that?
Are you in the age group to understand 8675309?
Oh, the song.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's supposed to be a telephone number, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Back in the day when that happened, when that song came out, I was probably in middle school. Maybe elementary school, I don't know, but everybody dialed that number, and somebody actually had that number with your area code. Then they would have to change that number because everybody around the world was calling that.
Yeah, I heard it. Yeah, I heard that story too. Yeah, it's great.
So in my area where you're at now, it was 703 was the area code, and you would just do 703 and dial that phone number, and sure enough, somebody had it, and they would have to change your number. It's funny though, because my girlfriend in middle school had 5309 on her. That was,
oh, really?
Yeah. It was a very easy phone number to remember. Damon Jacobs, admit it. You're singing it in your head now. Yeah, it's not stuck in my head. Trust me. It will be when I'm going to sleep, though.
Yeah,
David Cash, I started to say y'all are too young. No, I'm not too young. I'm not too young for that, buddy. I'm 50. How old are you, Chad?
Mid-40s, about to be 45.
I would have pegged you younger.
Yeah.
But you're starting to grow out more facial hair there with some gray showing. So
Yeah.
I got more gray every year.
Yeah. It just came. It just started coming in like last 3 years. This gray. So,
Well, you got
but
kids. It's gonna get worse.
yeah, exactly. And I'm growing this out for the first time, really,
The chop.
since being isolated. So
yeah, I think a lot of us are gonna end up looking like hippies. You probably use razors on your hair, but I've never cut my hair or let my wife cut my hair, and barbershops are closed. Everywhere you can get a haircut is closed. I guess I'm gonna have to post something on Facebook, on my regular Facebook account, and see who cuts hair and get somebody to give me a haircut, because if not, it's gonna get bad.
yeah, I gotta hit my barber up. Something, I go to his house sometime, but I don't know. I just hit him up and see if it's safe.
Well, is there anything else on the Zeno 2? Any hot topics or anything like that anybody wants to talk about? We've been going on how long here? We've been going on a long time.
Yeah,
Definitely over an hour. Probably close to 2 hours, huh?
Yeah, almost 2 hours now.
Yeah. Anything else anybody want to say, talk about, know about, discuss about the Zeno 2? I know one thing I want to talk about. Jaybird drone.
Oh.
Jaybird drone. I just want to say it's funny how he said he got his Zeno 2 December 19th, I think it was. And he was flying around pretending like he was flying the Zeno 2, but it was actually the Zeno Pro app. It's just funny how now all of a sudden he is pumping out the Zeno 2 videos, and he actually is flying from the Zeno 2 app now. So that's what inspired our whole Mavic Mini giveaway, because he did a fake giveaway on the Zeno Pro, but we're not going to go that deep into it. But he's Dennis. He's well known now as J-Turd Drone. So I just thought it's funny that you saw him going in on Zeno Nation, always chatting in there, and he thinks he's a big star and pulling one over on everybody, but he's scamming everybody. His whole channel is just it's a big lie, because you're saying you have the Zeno Pro when you don't have it, and then all of a sudden you show it. You're saying you have the Zeno 2 when you don't have it, and then all of a sudden you show it once you actually get it. And then you do a fake Zeno Pro giveaway, and then a month later do a Zeno Pro video on your channel. I mean, you're giving away your own personal private Zeno Pro, but then a month later do the video on your channel. And the winner of the Zeno Pro flies at the same park, same river, Jaybird in the videos. So you tell me. So that was one thing I wanted to throw out there. But he did give me a shout out in one of his last videos. He was actually nice. He was actually nice about it, but I don't want his shout outs. He's a complete piece of turd.
Oh my God.
Anybody that does that crap, I'm sorry. You don't scam people like that. Fake giveaways and all that for viewers or subscribers.
Being
Presco,
being former law enforcement, I don't like thieves, scammers.
Yeah.
So, crooks. I just don't. Just from being a human being and also being former law enforcement, I just don't like it.
Yeah.
I had things stolen from me before, and people try to scam me before. So I just don't like it.
Oh, there's scammers everywhere. Scammers everywhere in today's world. And, the thing with him is, he's wearing this, Make America Great Again, Donald Trump Make America Great Again hat all the time, and shirts, and you're scamming people. Come on, dude. That's not American.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's not American. Help people out, love people, take care of people. Only screw over those that deserve it. Karma. Sometimes you gotta name yourself karma, and put people in their place or where they belong. And so that's why I made sure everybody was aware of his crap. Dennis in the group, press go Jaybird or J Turd. That comes from one of J Turd's videos. Dennis gets really fired up after he watches the video of J Turd. J Turd, J Turd, Dennis. J Turd's the son of who? I'm gonna be nice, but we'll let Dennis answer that. It's hard for people to be decent human beings somehow. I don't get it. Yeah, Chris. And Chris, actually, I am glad you are in here. I'm going to wait until the live giveaway to talk to you. So, Chris, hopefully you'll come to the live giveaway tomorrow, because I do have a special message for you that I want to put out there. So watch tomorrow's live giveaway video. You should be watching anyhow since you entered it. So, I think we're done here, buddy. I think we've. Do we have any viewers really other than who's chatting? How many people are watching? 26 watching now still. Wow. So we've maintained. We got 26 watching, 26 thumbs up, 1 thumbs down. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. For a last minute, for something that wasn't published hours in advance, I just published that 20 minutes before we came on, or the thumbnail in the groups, only in my groups. I didn't put it anywhere else. I think that's very good. Very good.
I had posted it in TDR's group.
Okay.
While we're like 40 minutes in though. So, but
yeah, that's probably where the thumbs down came from. I think maybe Marcus stopped by.
Okay.
Marcus or J Turd probably gave the thumbs down. J Turd.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Thumbs downs they're all right. I can take it. I got thick skin. I can take a thumbs down. I can take some hits. It's when people get really nasty and ugly. That's when I'll just delete or block you. But if you can speak like a big boy and put me down at the same time, then I can take it. But and I can definitely take constructive criticism. But some people can't, and that's where the bad blood goes on. And I don't treat people like babies and give them pacifiers and all that. I still talk like a big boy to people, and that's where me and Marcus went sour, and that's why I get his thumbs down, I'm sure. But
yeah, so I'm gonna do a little plug here real quick, if you don't mind.
Yeah, Dennis, yes, tomorrow 8 p.m. Eastern. Yes, go ahead. Chad.
So I'm gonna have a video coming out. I think tonight. I haven't actually. It's already uploaded to YouTube. I haven't made it public yet, but it's a first for my channel. It's an official review for Banggood. So I'm gonna be reviewing the JJRC X12. No, I'm sorry. The Eachine EX4. The Eachine EX4, it's a budget drone, for beginners, whatever. So, just be on the lookout for that. I'm just, it's a first for me. It's my first official review. I've done a couple other reviews. However, this is for Banggood. I'm going to be giving you my honest honest opinion on it. It's not just going to be, all, sugar coated or anything. It'll be my honest review because I've already flown a JJRC X12. It's the Ishin is a clone of the JJRC, so I'm already familiar with it. So I'm going to give you my honest opinion about it. But yeah, just go ahead and check it out. It's the first for me. The drone is not a new drone. It's been out for quite a while, so just wanted to plug that. Just let you know.
And I look forward to seeing that, and I'll let you know if I think you're not honest.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me know.
I think if I do, you can take it, can't you?
Yeah, I can take it. Yeah.
All right.
It might be a disaster, but opinions count. It kind of makes me. What doesn't kill me makes me stronger. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
right. As long as people do it within taste, as long as they're not calling you an a-hole and cussing at you and insulting you in every direction they can, if they just point out where you've made a mistake, if you made one, or if they point out something you missed, like a feature, things like that, that's different. But or if you say it's a decent quad for a beginner and they'll say it's a piece of crap, okay, everybody's got opinions, that's fine. But it's when they start getting really ugly, that's when it's a different story. So so I might tell you you're full of crap, Jad.
Yeah.
No, I think we'll be on the same page with that quad. I have it as well, but I'm waiting for your review so I can actually do mine because I haven't flown it yet. So
okay, yeah.
I'll wait for yours. I'll pick up a little bits and pieces off of you, and then I'll just do a half-ass review on it. And is this the real Jaybird in here? I don't think it is, but somebody click on that damn link and see if it's really the real Jaybird. But I'll wait for you, and then I'll do I hate reviews, man. So I'll do a half-ass type thing, and I'll actually refer to your video in my video and just say, hey, go check out Chad B, look at his review and buy from his link or buy from my link. I don't care. And then I'm going to give it away. I'm going to give it away on my channel.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, that's another thing I want to mention. Yeah, I'm going to give it away. Yeah, at the end, I'll give it away. There's no problem. I already have the JJRC. There's no point in me having that one also. So I'll give it away to, I don't even know if I'll require somebody subscribing. I really don't care as long as, what really counts to me is the views. I enjoy people watching the views. I mean, watching the videos, but yeah, I am going to give it away. I'm just trying to get the link here so I can just put it in the thing.
Yes, all drones. Some people have gotten their cable.
Yeah.
Yeah, put your link in. Did you I never did. I give you a wrench?
Did you give me a wrench? Yeah, it looks like I'm a wrench.
Yeah, I'd put you as a moderator.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. This is not, now this is going to go on a little longer because this isn't the real Jaybird drone. It's cracking me up.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Jamin says it's fake Jaybird. There's like 5 Jaybirds. There's a J Turd. There's a bunch of Jaybirds. They all have the same logo. J Turd drone. Let me pull up his channel. You guys need to go to J Turd's channel, not Jaybird, J Turd, because he's got a great video. I'm going to pull that link up. And you guys should subscribe to J Turd Drone, not Jaybird. Subscribe to his channel and go check out his video and enjoy.
Gee, Terry, I gotta look that up. My computer is kind of slow.
There's a link. There's a link to his video. Everybody go watch that video. Subscribe to his channel, and hopefully he'll put out some more great content. And I will say it was not me. It was not me. I promise you, it was not me. I will not reveal the source, but I know the source of this video, and it cracked me up the first time. Did you ever watch it? Did I share that with you?
No.
Oh, you have to watch it. You have to watch it. It's somebody else's voice, but they nailed it. They nailed.
Really?
I mean, I watched it and I cracked up. Every time I watch it, the minute I hear the voice, I start cracking up. But it's good. It's good. And I got a shout out in the video. Marcus got a shout out in the video. It's good. So everybody watch that video I put in that link. It's an actual flight from somebody else. Can't say who. And another person did an imitation voice of our good old Jay Bird, and it's really good. It's really good. I was shocked when the person shared it with me that this person created it, because I had him pegged wrong. I didn't think he would do that, and he did. He said I admit I had a few cocktails in me when I did it.
That is funny.
What did I miss here? Chris, fill in the blanks. John Spizo, whatever. I apologize. Fill in the blanks. I don't know. So he's got a picture of something there, and he says fill in the blanks.
So is it Gaurav? I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it. Sharma. I want to give him a shout out. From India, I believe he's from India.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was one of my. I always remember his name because he was like one of my first subscribers. And I've always appreciated his comments and stuff. And, we chatted back and forth with a couple of things. But yeah, I just want to give him a shout out. He's up in here. I didn't see his name. I'm not sure if he was here for a while, but I haven't. I just want to give him a shout out.
Yeah, I believe he's a subscriber to both of us, because I get comments from him from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
More recent. I think he's a more recent subscriber to me, because I don't remember early or back further getting a lot of comments from him, but as of late I do.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going to try to pronounce his name and disrespect his name, because I trash everybody's name that I try to say. So, but thank you for joining us tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And,
did I pronounce it correctly?
How'd you say it?
Gaurav or Gaurav, I believe. Sharma. I can pronounce Sharma.
Yeah, Sharma, but the first part.
Yeah. Just give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. If
our English version of that is definitely going to be wrong.
Yeah.
The way you're saying it, I guarantee it's like something silent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like it might sound much shorter than it looks, like Rav.
Yeah, Rav. He said almost.
He said almost. Close.
So I'll stop saying it. I don't want to butcher it.
We're gonna call you G Sharma.
Yeah, G Sharma.
G Sharma. G Man.
Yeah, there you go.
Mr. Sharma. All right. So let's go ahead and wrap it up here, man. We're hitting 2 hours. It's easy to do. We could sit here another hour and just bullshit and talk.
Yeah. This is only my second live stream. I didn't think I would last this long, but I guess, yeah.
Well, I tell you what, we need to do one late afternoon, and you're going to see a completely different live.
Okay.
We do it late afternoon, get all our UK folks involved. It gets really big. I get up to I've done them last minute where I don't make an announcement like I did tonight. Just throw out the link and do it like in the afternoon. I've had over 200 people in a chat or in viewing it, and that's impossible to do by yourself and keep up with chat. I am terrible as it is. For that, I would have needed 2 moderators to do successfully, but it was still a lot of fun. And I got a lot of great people in my group, a lot of great subscribers. I never have a problem in the chats where I have to mute anybody or anything like that. So that's one thing I'll say about people that watch my stuff or are in my group. Everybody's decent. And even tonight, unless I missed it, I didn't see anything bad, except for our fake Jaybird drone. I was hoping the real one would show up. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead. I'll end first, and then you can, if you need to add anything else, any other plugs or anything like that, feel free. But
Okay.
Tomorrow, which is almost happening, tomorrow the 28th, Saturday the 28th, 8 p.m. U.S. Eastern time, is the Mavic Mini giveaway. And that giveaway was, you had to submit a short video, long video, didn't matter, something creative or not, didn't matter, but you had to submit a video. And then we picked, 13 of us picked the videos, narrowed them down. Then we all voted on them. Some of you are here in the chat tonight. And it was tough. It was very tough, but we have a winner finally. So that's announcement tomorrow live. You do not have to be present to win. We haven't discussed that part of it yet, but once we announce the winner, we'll give you a certain amount of time. And then if you do not contact us the way that we tell you to contact us tomorrow, then the second place winner will get it. So it's probably a good idea if you just watch anyhow, because it's going to be an interesting show. We have 13 people, and out of the 13, we're going to try to go live with 8 of them, not at one time. So we're going to have to bring them in and out in segments. So you're going to have to put up with a little bit of chat amongst each person, but I think respectively, it's good to watch because they donated money to this. And they went through a lot of their personal time to actually select a winner, vote on it. None of this was easy. It's taken us a long time. It's been a lot of fun, and we got some good videos out of it. And stay tuned tomorrow, and look forward to doing that live show. So thank you on my part. Thank you, everybody, for popping in here last minute tonight. This was a good success, and I love Chad B's show. He's a great guy, or his channel. He's a great guy. Subscribe to his channel. He's growing, and he lives in my hometown of Virginia. So we get together, and I look forward to the next time we get together there, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. I'm just trying to reply back to someone real quick.
And thank you, everybody, for that subscribes to my channel and his channel. Thank you all for your subscriptions. And you know me, I plug it all the time. If you subscribe to my channel, yes, at this stage in my channel, I do make an income. It's not much, but 100% of anything from my channel goes to the charity. So that I can promise you. And that subscription helps. Thumbs up always helps. And of course, the views always help. So I don't bring in much, but what I do goes into a little side account. And that is where my donations come from, along with funds from my affiliate links. So thank you all. God bless. And leave it to you, buddy.
All right, I'll take over. Zino. Yeah, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out for this impromptu live stream. I'm still, as a channel, I'm still growing and everything. So I appreciate the guys, or I appreciate everybody watching. I just like, doing videos. I just like putting out videos. And I really don't have too much to say right now, but I just want to thank everybody for coming out tonight.
And he says he doesn't care, guys, but subscribe to his channel, share his videos, encourage other people to subscribe. Let's get him up to 1,000 and let's get him generating some income from this, because let's face it, anybody that puts in the time that it takes to edit all these and do these videos, you do deserve something. So what you do with that in the end is your reward. So you want to take it, put it back into your channel, put it in your pockets, do it for donations, whatever brings you joy, that's the reward. Let's bring him up to 1,000 and let him reap the reward, however he chooses. So you can say it all you want. You can say it all you want. Subscribers don't count. I want you to have those subscribers.
Yeah. I mean, they do count. I'm not saying subscribers don't count, but
they're not the most important thing to you.
Yeah, right now. At this stage, no. I mean, no. I just like people watching the videos.
You're growing at a good rate. You are growing at a good rate. There's guys that it'll take them 2 years to hit that 1,000. I don't see it taking you long to get to the 1,000. I really don't. It's just finding the time to do the stuff to get you there is what your problem is, like you said.
Yeah. Time to make videos, and it's just kind of difficult.
Yeah. And you have young kids, so I work a full-time job. I have a busy life, and I managed to put out the content that I do. I could not imagine having the young kids and doing it. There's no way I could have done it. So props to you, man.
I might just get a little busier, more busy, or more stuff on my plate. A couple things with my job, I might acquire more responsibilities, so it might even get busier. So I'll see.
David Cash, what are you talking about? Learn GMT, Chris. What is he talking about? GMT?
Yeah, I don't even know what that means.
I mean, GMT can be a bunch of things, actually.
Is that the GMT time zone? Isn't that a time zone? I don't know.
Yeah. Does he want me to talk a military time? Is that what he's telling me? Or buy a GM truck? Dude, I'm not military, if that's what you're asking. So I'm not speaking in military time. Just like when people tell me, see, this is when you get the normal Chris, or the straightforward Chris. Just like when people tell me in my videos, and David, I've known you so I can talk to you how I want. But people talk to you in your videos, man, use imperial, not metric for your distance and all that. Kiss my ass. I'll use what I want to use in my video, and you can do the math. I try to make it so people get a little bit of both. I don't know what you do, but like, I'm stuck in meters. I've been flying drones to where it was nothing but meters, and now we can switch over to imperial. I've kind of grown used to meters and kind of like it. But it really upsets people when you don't do meters and imperial. So, David, if you're talking about me doing military time versus saying 11:08 or 11 o'clock, sorry, dude, I don't speak military time. Sorry, it's just not programmed in me.
Yeah,
I think that's what he meant by GMT. If not, I just wasted my time on all that.
Yeah, I just want to answer Daryl P's. Well, I don't think it was a question, but he was saying it was difficult to find my page just by searching. Yeah.
Did you put your link in?
I'll put the link to the video. I'll put a link to my channel as well.
Yeah.
But what I was about to say, when I registered my YouTube account is an old account. When I actually first opened up my Google account, so it's actually registered under Quick 2352, but I changed the name along the way, and so if you search Chad B, it it doesn't come up. So I'm going to have to do something or transfer my account over to a newer channel in order to come up on a search. But if you search Quick 2352, I'm pretty sure my
I noticed that, so that answers that question.
yeah. So
yeah, the only way I can get to you is going through my subscriber list
mhm.
of who I subscribe to. So yeah, you're going to have to do that through your AdSense or your Google AdSense, I think.
It's something. Yeah, actually, I do have an account already set up. I just need to transfer it, but I have to make sure everything transfers over. I think the only thing that really doesn't transfer over is like the comments of the videos or something like that.
It's a scary thing to do because you can mess things
Yeah,
up too. So
exactly. Yeah.
yeah, that's hard. Yeah, I never checked that with mine. I'm sure if you type QC guy, it pops up though.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah. Yeah.
but I used to be QC help and support. The
Okay.
same name as my group. My group name was my YouTube channel for the first year. And
Mhm.
then I switched to QC guy because I thought I was actually going to get out of the help and support type stuff. But who would have thought? It's in my
Gotta get
blood. It's in my blood. I can't help it. I like to help and do help and support type stuff. It's nice when you put out a video and somebody responds and says, "Dude, you really solved my problem. I've been having a hard time. Customer service
Mhm.
isn't helping me, and this video helped me." So that's the reward right there. I love it.
Mhm.
All right. Meantime, that's the answer to GMT.
What was that?
Greenwich Mean Time. That's GMT.
Greenwich. Yeah.
All right. So just
So it's
that's it. I
custom.
don't think yeah, Chad's link is there. If you're not a subscriber, get on there, subscribe, and you don't have to worry about the hard search until he sorts that out. He's also in my group. You can find him. And yeah, that's it. We're going to keep dragging this out if we don't say goodbye to everybody and just end the broadcast. You and I can stay on here and talk all night, and once we end the broadcast.
Yeah. Thanks for coming out, everyone.
All right, everybody. Good night. Stay safe, and let's all get through this damn coronavirus. I hope everybody is okay, continues to be healthy and safe. Your loved ones, your family, everybody. Can't say enough. This is a tough time for everybody all around the world. Some are slowly coming out of it. Some are in the heart of it. I think we have a lot worse to come here. And God bless everybody. My prayers with everybody that is affected by this. And let's face it, everybody is. So thank you. Take care and peace.
So.